So today I'd like to show how to propagate a Primark Freedom blackberry with two different methods. The first is I found this nice spry young shoot growing out from the plant, and it's got this healthy root tip at the top, and this is called root tip layering. And what you can do, I cut off the leaves that were below, except for the very top, and what I'm going to do is just bend this down. So then I have my potting soil here, and I'm going to just create a little hole. This is about 4 inches tall. I want to make a hole that is deep enough for the root tip to go far down and really hold. Then you're going to stick the root tip down like so into the hole. You want to be pretty gentle just so you don't damage the root tip, because that is where new root growth is going to happen. So I was having a little bit of trouble getting the root tip down to stick. I ended up using just a little garden stake to kind of hook on one of the little stems, and then I stuck it in there. You want it to be about 2 to 3 inches deep so that it really holds. I just run a 1/4 inch drip line from my main line over here. This is about a 1 gallon per hour emitter that's really slow. And I'm just gonna run that into here to allow it to be watered. I'm gonna stick that right down with that garden stake, and then I'm gonna run water on it and keep it moist. I'm gonna water it daily for about 3 weeks and let the roots take place in there. And then you're gonna start to see this new growth come up, and that's when you know that it's taken root, and then you're gonna get these tall stalks, and then you can eventually cut off this stem that you put in there, and you have a new plant. A second method of propagating that's just as easy, but you need some root growth hormone. I bought this off Amazon, just a rooting powder. And then you're gonna wanna find a stem that is growing. I avoid these thicker ones, but I got a long stem that was about this narrow, and then I cut it off with a pair of clean garden shears. You're gonna know which side is the top side, because on a healthy stem, you're gonna have these growth nodes off the top, the upper end of each joint, and that's where new growth is going to happen. I cut off about a 4-foot piece. I cut off the leaves from that stem, and then I just leave the existing little growth nodes sticking up, and then I'm going to dip the bottom of each stem in hormone powder, in the root hormone, and then stick it into some fresh potting soil, and then water it daily. And this is also going to eventually get some new leaves from those growth nodes. And there you have it. That's your second easy way to propagate blackberries.